Today, I'm going to find out if I can win the Champions League in FC25's Manager Career Mode only using players with the letter A. That's right, I'm only going to be able to sign players that have a name that starts with the letter A. I'm going to turn this into a series going through every letter of the alphabet, so stay tuned and keep an eye out for more. I've created 26 wheels, one for every letter of the alphabet, that has teams for us to choose from. I didn't have much of a process for choosing these teams other than I wanted to try and stay in the top 5 leagues, and if I couldn't find some in the top 5 leagues, I also went to the Netherlands, the Portuguese League, and the Scottish League. So without further ado, let's spin our wheel. And it looks like we're going to be starting off this challenge with Aston Villa. So taking over with Unai Emery at Aston Villa, let's get into it. And unfortunately for Aston Villa, the only player that can stay in this team is Marco Asensio. And I don't really think I'm going to use the academy for this video, but unfortunately our academy doesn't have any A names either. And not only are we looking for A players, we're looking for A star players because we're in the Premier League. In this first rebuild, we're going to need big players. And we have finally made our first signing. I just had 3 offers get rejected completely, but we have signed our left back for the rebuild. I don't think we're going to have to replace this guy. I'm very much hoping not. Ryan Ait-Nouri coming over from Wolves. We traded just straight swap for John McGinn. I think there was a sell-on clause as well, but Ait-Nouri comes in at that left back role. Our next signing is coming in at the center back role. It's actually a free agent, the only decent A-named free agent we could find. Tariq Ali coming in as a free agent as a new center back for us. 20 years old, 76 rated. Okay, another signing has come in at the midfield position. We've had to trade a fantastic prospect in Amadou Onana, but we've brought in Frederick Arsenis from the Portuguese League to take over that center mid role, 80 rated. We've had another purchase go through, and this time at the CDM role, and this one it's an okay deal. I think he's gonna do well. I just think that I wish I could have found someone a little bit higher rated. That being said, Elliot Anderson is coming over for a swap deal. Ross Barkley plus 7.5 mil, CDM 77 rated. And directly after that, we have his midfield partner. We have signed the American himself, Tyler Adams, coming over, another swap deal. He is in from Bournemouth. And we have just made the signing of the year. This is the first rebuild. This is the first season. We haven't even started the season yet, and we have signed our new striker right away. Now I had to lose somebody pretty important for this, and we still have a little bit of budget left, surprisingly, but this is a big deal. I bet you've already seen who it is already. I bet you can tell by the face, and if not, then I'm going to show you right here, right now. We have signed the one and only Julian Alvarez coming over from Atletico Madrid. Ollie Watkins is gone, plus 60 million. I don't even know if that was a good deal or not. It was an A rating. We'll take that. Julian Alvarez is our new number 9, and he's our new striker for this rebuild. All right, and I'm making a couple backup signings here with a backup goalkeeper in Alamdar, backup right wing in a Baldo, backup center back in a Jetty, and a backup goalkeeper in a Tubalo, because I have a different goalkeeper I would like to sign right here, Aguirre Zabala, over from Athletic Club Bilbao. I thought about signing Trent. I tried to sign Trent. It was rejected instantly. And we just had an offer come in for Jacob Ramsey from Brighton, and they want to trade us a player with an A in their last name. So I'm going to accept it because that's not going to happen very often. And I was finally able to sign the goalkeeper I wanted. He's coming over from Athletic Club Bilbao. I always want to say Arrizabalaga like Kepa, but that's not how you pronounce it. Julian is here though. He's coming over from Athletic Club Bilbao. Ian Matson, see you later. And with that, I was able to sign our new right back, which I think brings us to almost a full A-name starting 11. We brought in Abdul Hamid over from Roma for 16 million. And I think I found our new left winger. He is coming straight over for a interesting swap, a pretty funny swap if I do say so myself. We have brought over Karim Adeyemi for a trade deal with Daniel Malen, who Dortmund just sold to Aston Villa. I know it was an F negotiation, but I thought it'd be funny. Another backup coming in here at the right back position. I made a straight swap here for Aramburu, Jean-Michel Aramburu, coming over from the Sociedad. Excited for this guy. We've also signed a center back backup here in Amin Al-Dakil coming over from Stuttgart. I was very tempted to just straight up trade Pau Torres because so far no one's coming in for him, but I didn't do that because he was only 4 million, so good deal there. This guy's name technically starts with an A, and technically it comes up as an A when you're searching for his name, or when you search in a list, his name comes up as part of the A group. Abner Vinicius. It is the first letter on the back of his jersey, I will say that. Abner Vinicius coming over from Lyon. Luca Digne was the trade. And with what I believe will be our last signing of season number 1, is a backup striker in Cameron Archer coming over from Southampton, and I did decide to just make a random Pau Torres trade. Horrible deal, F deal, but I needed to get him out. No one's coming in for him. We have gone out and signed a star center back to carry us through this season, Manuel Akanji, coming in for a swap deal with Morgan Rogers. All right, and it looks like that Leon Bailey deal, or maybe it was the Jacob Ramsey deal, might have gone across the line. Yep, Jacob Ramsey is swapped for Simon Adingra. So someone I wasn't expecting to sign, but he's here nonetheless. Another A name in the books. And I didn't think it was going to happen again, but we did just get another offer for an A-name player, and it's probably the worst trade I could make, but Emiliano Martinez is getting traded for Edson Alvarez. And here it is, Edson Alvarez is coming in for a terrible deal. Emiliano Martinez is gone, Edson Alvarez is here. But with those additional signings of Adingra and Alvarez, I'm actually able to send a couple players on loan that I wouldn't have been able to before. So our backup goalkeeper, Alamdar, is going on loan, and Josh Achiampong is going on loan as well. I don't think I showed you this transfer, but I just went around signing a whole bunch of random backups. Achiampong got his loan moved to Luton Town for 2 years, and Alamdar's loan to Wolves was accepted for 2 years as well. And with that, this is the squad. I'm excited to see how this year goes. Let's find out. And I completely forgot that Aston Villa was in the Champions League this season, so this is our group. Starting off with Young Boys, moving into Bayern and Bologna, then Club Brugge and Juventus, RB Leipzig in December, and then Monaco and Celtic. That is a tough league phase. Hopefully we can make it out. All right, we've hit the 1st of January in season number 1, and Marco Asensio is just killing it. 10 goals, 7 assists. Alvarez with 10 goals and 1 assist. Adeyemi with 10 goals and 3 assists. So far, all seems okay. The only issue I've noticed so far is that Tyler Adams, one of the first players we signed for that CDM role, is wanting a transfer request because Alvarez is taking all the game time. So we've already lost a player halfway through the season. That's okay though, I'm not too worried. But now that I'm seeing where we're at in the league, I'm a little bit worried. We are currently 14th place in the Premier League with only 18 points. We have 6 draws in the first half of the year with 9 losses. I did see one of the losses was a 5-2 loss to Manchester City. We're going to need a lot of help getting into the second half of the year, and that's part of why I did what I did. What I mean by that is I kept 157 million in the budget after all those player swaps and things like that. I didn't have to spend much money last year, so we have 157 million to fix whatever's going on with this team. Let me do some digging. And the biggest issue I could identify was that second center back role where we had the prospect we brought in from, I think, free agency. So we're going to upgrade that right here, right now. Ronald Araujo coming over from Barcelona. That Araujo name that starts with an A. Come on now, 120 million. We now have Araujo at center back. And with that Araujo transfer, I was able to get Tariq Ali a loan move for 6 months to West Ham. Hopefully he can get a little bit of growth there. He's already 78 rated though. And knowing that Tyler Adams submitted a transfer request, I decided to sign a different backup center defensive mid. We have gone in for Aslani from Inter Milan for 14.7 million. But this is a great team. Abdul Hamid is 1 week away from being an 80 rated player as well. So we almost have a full team of 80 pluses, and somehow we're in 14th. We're going to need a great second half of the year. But unfortunately, this will not be a one and done rebuild. Aston Villa, we have been knocked out of the Champions League by 2 spots. If we would have had some better goal difference, some better anything, we could have pushed up into that top spot, or into the top playoffs at least. And Simon Adingra, who came in off a swap deal, unfortunately is already gone. He got very upset in the second half of the year, and so he has left to Leipzig. All right, second half of the year went way better. It looks like we only got 2 more draws and 1 more loss, and we had a crazy second half of the year, getting up into top 4. Obviously, we got knocked out of the Champions League, but at least we're back in, and that's the goal, is to stay in every year after this. But Alvarez, Adeyemi, and Asensio just tore it up in the Premier League this year. They had some crazy stats. Cameron Archer as well. Only 11 games played, I assume off the bench. 6 goals, 3 assists. Not bad at all. This was a pretty solid season number 1, but we're going to need a lot more of the same in season number 2. All right, the first signing of season number 2 is here, and we're going for a backup right mid since our other back mid, Adingra, decided to leave to Leipzig. So we are bringing Magnus Akliush over from Southampton. Tyler Adams wanted to leave as well, so we're trading him plus 30 mil for this deal. I want to get a couple wingers in the works, sending them on loan, getting that growth. So we have brought in Noah Adedeji Sternberg. Hope I said that right. He's coming over for a swap deal. Along with this deal here for another prospective goalkeeper. That puts us at 4 in total, so we should be fully set on goalies now. But this guy looked too good to pass up on. Alvaro Aceves coming over from Valladolid for another swap deal, and he's 71 rated, 21 years old. He's going straight on loan. All right, and we might have overpaid here, but I did decide to make the call, and we are signing probably one of the best A players we have an option for. It is Trent Alexander-Arnold, double A, coming into that right back spot, 100 million. Don't know if I overpaid or not. I really want to find out. We'll take it. A rating deal. We will gladly take that. And we have Trent Alexander-Arnold for that right back role. All right, and what looks like to be one of our last signings of the season, we have gone in for a backup center back. This defense is insane now, and we have now signed a great backup in Valdemar Anton, another Borussia Dortmund signing coming over for a decent fee. 82 rated center back as a backup is going to be good. And we have our Champions League phase ties here, starting off with Frankfurt, moving swiftly into Leverkusen and AEK, then into Fenerbahce and Real Madrid. That's going to be tough. Dinamo Kiev in December, and then Bergamo, Calcio, and Barcelona. We get to play both Real Madrid and Barcelona in our league phase. Hopefully we can make it through this year. And halfway through season 1, it looks like Adeyemi and Alvarez are our top goal scorers, but Asensio is feeding the way with 10 assists. Alvarez up to an 89 as well. He's going to be amazing. Best A striker we could have found here. Alexander Arnold with 6 goals, 3 assists as well. Right back is kind of crazy that he's our top 4 goal scorers, but doing well. Looks like this team is doing amazing. Let's just find out, what does it mean for the league? And we are on a hunt for the title. We currently are only 5 points off first place, and it's Spurs and Arsenal tied for first. That's got to be heated, but we're not doing half bad this season whatsoever. We could definitely use with a couple more wins, but for the most part, this season's going well. And as for Champions League, we made it to the next round, but barely. We are 21st out of the top 24 that could have made it on. Looks like we're going to the next round. All right, our playoff game is against Leverkusen, so it's going to be tough. We played them in the league phase. I didn't get to see how that went, and I'm hoping that this just goes better regardless. Can we get a win here in game 1? 3-2, we take a win back to Leverkusen. Game 2 at Leverkusen, we have a goal lead, which hopefully, I'm hoping that this is going to be enough to get us push past Leverkusen and into the next round. And 2-0 will do that. Marco Asensio with the goal. He's been fantastic. I just hope that he can keep this up. We're going on to the round of 16. And with our striker, Julian Alvarez, up to a 90 rated player, we face Real Madrid in the next round. Leverkusen we played in the league phase. Real Madrid we played in the league phase. Can we make it past Real Madrid in game 1? Let's find out. 2-1 to Madrid, but there's chance for a comeback here. Game 2 in Madrid here, and we are down by 1 goal. We are playing at the Bernabeu. A comeback here would be fantastic. Can we get that comeback? Let's find out. Can we move on to the quarterfinals? 3-2, Real Madrid take it, and we will not be winning the Champions League this season. And it seems that we ended the season strong, regardless of not winning the Champions League. Alvarez with 24 goals, Karim Adeyemi with 22, and Asensio with 21 goals and 20 assists. 40 goal contributions for this guy. He's the only one from the starting 11 that stayed. This is fantastic. Arsenis as well, 30 years old, along with Asensio, got, what, another 26 goal contributions? This team is doing pretty well. And our title hopes were so close. We were 2 points off of winning the title. Arsenal ended up taking it, but that's good signs, and it means we're back in the Champions League for season number 3. Liverpool won the FA Cup this year. Manchester United won the Carabao Cup. Spurs had a decent year, it looks like. Liverpool also won the Super Cup. Real Madrid ended up winning the Champions League. I guess it's all right to get knocked out to the eventual winners. Ferencvárosi win the Europa League over Spurs. They just keep losing titles, don't they? And Chelsea win the Conference League. This team is a Champions League contending team. We just need to make it happen. Maybe it'll happen in season 3. All right, and our first signing of season 3 here is going to be at a CDM role. I want a better backup. I feel like we could use some better backups there, and hopefully one that'll be potentially a starter in the future. We've brought in Andre over from Wolves, 22.3 million plus Matthias Abaldo. He was a, left winger, 77 rated, was not getting good growth, so he is gone. Along with him, I'm hoping to turn this guy into a potential center attacking mid. I know we don't have one at the moment, but Arsenis is 30 years old, and eventually, if we can't win the Champions League soon, that's going to need to change. That formation is probably going to have to change because there's not many good center mid prospects. So we've brought over Yasser Asprilla. It already says one of his positions is center attacking mid, so I'm going to see if I can convert him, see how long it takes, and hopefully get him in the starting 11. And like I said, I wanted to convert him to a cam, and thankfully it's only going to take 2 weeks. I am pumped for this. Again, thinking for the future, I would love to have some fullback prospects that actually look decent, and so with that, we brought over Juan Carlos Alvarado from FC Basel. They wanted one of our center backs, so I said, here you go. We have like 6 right now. And with one of my last couple signings for season number 3, obviously we don't need to make too many changes to the starting 11. These are all really backup and prospective signings. So we've brought over Archie Atkinson. He is 18 years of age and 71 rated. He was a free agent, so that was solid. And the Champions League phase is here once again. We're starting off with Ajax and Villarreal, moving swiftly into APOEL. I have no idea what this team is. Then Galatasaray and Napoli. And it looks like that same month we also play Man City, Chelsea, and Arsenal. December is PSV, and January ends off with Barcelona and Borussia Dortmund. This is gonna be a tough group, man. Tough group. All right, Alvarez is taking this season by storm. We're only halfway through the year, and he has 22 goals in 29 games. Asensio seems to have slowed down a lot, and he has only 13 games under his belt. Maybe there was an injury there. And Adedeji Sternberg, out on loan at Wolves, has 6 goals and 1 assist. I'm liking how this season looks. Where are we at in the league? And almost identical to last year with pretty much one less win. We're in the title race once again in 5th place, and we're again 1 win off of where we were last year. And this year's Champions League phase went way better than last year with only 1 loss, but we were 1 point off of the automatic place, which means we will still have to go to the playoffs to get into the round of 16. Playoff game number 1 here. Alvarez is up to a 92, Adeyemi up to a 90. This attack is pretty dang decent. The defense looks amazing as well. I never have a good defense in rebuild, so this is great to see. Can we take game 1 against Braga? 4-1. I pray that they can't come back in game 2. All right, we're up by 3 goals from game number 1. Can we just take it to the round of 16 in game number 2 against Braga? 2-1 there, 6-2 aggregate. Let's move on to the round of 16. Round of 16, game 1 is against Atletico Madrid. That is a tough draw, but I'm hoping that our team is good enough to dispatch them here. Game 1, 3-1 to us. Let's take game 2. Game number 2, come on now, let's make it quick and easy. We're up by 2. Let's make it happen. 3-1 again. We're moving on to the quarterfinals. Very tough opponent here in, I believe, what is the quarterfinals. We have to play Liverpool. In the league, we've had a couple wins against them, obviously a couple defeats. They will always have a great team. The question is, what can we get out of round 1 in the Champions League? Let's find out. We take it 2-0. Let's take game 2 nice and easy and move into the semifinals. Semifinal game 2. Adeyemi finally moved up to a 91, and we are 2-0 up. I would take a draw here. Let's just get a draw. Come on now. And Liverpool wins 2-1, but with that extra 1, we were able to move on clean. No extra time, no penalties. Let's get into the semifinals. And in the semifinals of the Champions League, we are facing Borussia Dortmund. If you guys play career mode, you know that Dortmund is always a force to be reckoned with. I don't know what it is. They always seem to have just a goated team in career mode, but I'm hoping that this squad can take us to the finals. Let's find out in game number 1. Let's make it easy. 3-1. We go up 2 goals heading into the second leg. And this is to make it into the Champions League final in season number 3. I've been very blessed this rebuild. 1, to even start off with a team as good as Aston Villa, and 2, to have some pretty solid budget to get these high-rated A players like Araujo, Alvarez, Adeyemi, and Trent alone. I never thought I would have in a rebuild, let alone on the same team. So let's make it happen right here. Let's get to the finals. Come on. 2-0, it's 5-1, and we are going to a Champions League final in season number 3. But before we go to the Champions League final, we're actually in the FA Cup final against Brighton. And if you see on the right there, we tied Brighton 3 days ago. So hopefully, we can take the FA Cup as well. Here in the FA Cup final, let's see if we can get our first trophy of the rebuild. Can we do it? 1-0, Adeyemi wins us the FA Cup. And heading into the final, let's look back on how this season went. Alvarez was a beast. 47 goal contributions in 64 games. Adeyemi as well, up there. I think that's close to 40 as well. Marco Asensio stepped it up in the second half of the season. And Adedeji Sternberg had a great year on loan. This team looks really good. How did the league go? We end up top 4, but barely. It was only 5 points there. We ended up losing 9 games total. That is tough to see, but we are top 4 again. So if we don't win this year, we're going back to the Champions League next year. And we know we won the FA Cup. Thank you, Adeyemi. Thank you so much. Arsenal take the Carabao Cup. Manchester City win the Europa League. Newcastle United win the Conference League. And we're going to hope for full English domination as we take on the Champions League. And here we go. About to head into a Champions League final. This team is really good. And if we can win here, this would be my fastest rebuild ever. Those may be famous last words. I think the A team can take care of this. As always, we're going to simulate and watch this match and just see what happens. All right, we're in here. This is the match. I will be watching closely to see who's our standout players, who's not so good, and what do we need to change if we don't win this game. That being said, let's just enjoy the moment. We're in the Champions League final. Juventus they were close on the box. I was trying not to be stressed there, but Juve was on top of our box early. We have a counterattack kind of building here. Adeyemi passes it into Alvarez. He gets a shot off, but it's saved early on. Early shots are good, though. I very much like to see that. All right, we're on the attack here. Marco Asensio passes it into Arsene, who gets a shot off, but it's saved again. It looks like a lot of this play is going through that main man in the middle, Frederick Arsene. He was a great pickup, and he's done really well for us so far. Adeyemi driving top of the box. He's doing some skills. Arsene on the ball now. He gets a shot off. Horrible shot, horrible area for a shot, but he gets it off nonetheless. Juventus' big threat right now is this man right here, Irankunda on the wing. He is just dicing up our left back. Juventus in our box. Are they going to get a shot off? They do, but it is saved. Thank you so much. Irankunda, like I said, man, he's a problem. Juventus have the ball on top of the box. This is right after a corner kick. They get the ball in, and they take a shot, but it's saved again, and we have possession. We're 41 minutes in. I might be heading to halftime here soon. All right, no extra time here. Ref blows the whistle, and we are going in for halftime. Don't know if there's any changes I want to make, but I'm definitely going to take a look. And there is one sub that I think I want to make here. I would bring in Asprilla, but his current morale rating is unhappy, and I'm worried that if I play him, that might affect his game. Akliush, however, has been a standout guy this entire time. I'm going to put him in over our captain, Marco Asensio. He's been here from the beginning, but I think it's time to let Akliush take the reins. Let's see what can happen in this final with Akliush on the field. Jumping in here for the second half. Let's make it happen. Akliush is in for Marco Asensio. I don't know if that was the right choice. If we lose, we'll find out. But I think it was. I think we needed that young talent in there. And we're on an attack already. Adeyemi on top of the box. Can he get into the box? He's in the box. Gets the ball over to Alvarez, to Arsene. Gets a shot. Goal. What did I say? This game has been going through Frederick Arsene, and we get the goal. The Norwegian center mid does it for us. He's got the number 7 for a reason. I didn't give it to him, but he has it anyways. And we get a goal. We are 1-0 up on Juventus in the Champions League final. Adeyemi as well has been playing so well this game. Arsene gets our goal early in the second half. Kickoff here as we are up 1-0 against Juventus. This is a good feeling. This is a good feeling. We just need to maintain it. Juventus sub out Irankunda for Marcus Thuram, which is good for us because Irankunda was causing problems, but I hope Thuram doesn't do more of that. I might have lied. It wasn't Marcus Thuram. It was Kefren Thuram. I just actually saw his player character. I might have lied. Looks like it was Kefren Thuram, not Marcus Thuram, so it is actually a midfielder. Keenan Yildiz was driving down the wing, but we have taken the ball back and are on a bit of a counter here. Hopefully we can make something out of this. Top of the box with Aït-Nouri. He keeps it. Gets the ball into Adeyemi. Top of the box. Can he get it to Arsene for a shot? Arsene with 2. Frederick Arsene. He is the heart and soul of this team. 2 goals for him in a Champions League final is crazy at center mid. Adeyemi with a second assist. That pairing is amazing, and this A-team is doing it. We're currently 2-0 up on Juve in a Champions League final. I'm loving it. I'm loving it, man. Let's get into this. Let's finish this game out and win this Champions League. Kickoff here with Frederick Arsene having 2 goals. Juventus is pressing, though. They're trying to get a shot off on top of the box here. Don't know if they're going to get that pass. They tried, but it's blocked early. Juve gets the ball on top of the box. Arsene wins it back. This guy fights for the badge. I haven't seen anyone fight like this guy does, especially in a simulation. Alvarez gets it through to Adeyemi. Adeyemi on top of the box. Can he get it to Arsene? He does. Arsene's hat trick. He gets the hat trick. He actually gets the hat trick. Adeyemi, hat trick of assists. Arsene, hat trick of goals in this Champions League final. This is crazy. This is more than I could have ever dreamed of. 1 minute of extra time to go. 90th minute, Arsene gets his hat trick. Oh my lord. This was not on my bingo card for 2025 manager career modes. But it happened. Frederick Arsene, our Norwegian GOAT, with a hat trick in the Champions League final, and that surely is going to take us across the line for our first Champions League in the rebuild series. And that surely is going to take us across the line for our first Champions League title in our A to Z rebuild series. Let's see this game out. Ref, blow the whistle. Ref, blow the whistle. I want to give Arsene his props. What a game. What a game. We have just won the Champions League final, and in style too. Aston Villa, the A-team, has won the Champions League, and I will never get tired of this cutscene. I wish I was on that bus partying with him as well, but Aston Villa has won an FA Cup and a Champions League in the same season. Would have been great to win a treble, but the league was never really in favor for us. Aston Villa, the A-team, has won the Champions League. Wow, like I said, this is my fastest rebuild ever, so this is probably going to be a much shorter video than I was anticipating. And here's the squad who did it. Adeyemi, 91 rated, ended us off with a hat trick of assists, but Frederick Arsene, 31 years old, 86 rated, got a hat trick in the final. And the only player to be here from the beginning, our captain of this rebuild, Marco Asensio, made way for Akliouche to make his mark, but he didn't need it when Arsenis was there. This was a great rebuild, great team. The real question is, though, how did it go? Overall, it took us 3 seasons to win the Champions League. We won 1 domestic cup, which was the FA Cup, the same year that we won the Champions League. Absolutely fantastic. Had a pretty solid record as well. Only 42 losses that whole time was pretty amazing. And to top it all off, Julian Alvarez won top scorer of the Premier League this year. And this being the first of 26 manager career mode videos I'm going to be making. It's going to take a while for these to come out, but I am so pumped that the first one went, and I have a fire lit under me, and I'm ready for more of these. Guys, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoy the content, let me know down below by liking and subscribing, or just leaving a comment. I very much appreciate it, and I am so excited to keep making content for you guys. If you haven't seen the draft videos, go check them out. If you haven't seen my other manager career modes, go check them out. But I'll leave you on that note, and I'll see you next time. Peace.